The idea professional athletes will spend their riches away is no longer the biggest fear they have. That money is now being stolen. Jedediah Collins here with the Money Vehicle Movement podcast, where we're trying to make financial literacy more current and possibly even a little cooler. National investment fraud law firm KlaymanToskes reports Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield has filed a $12 million lawsuit against his father's investment firm, Camwood Capital Management Group, alleging a misappropriation of funds and breach of settlement agreement. Attorney Lawrence Klayman, the managing partner of the firm, confirms, "Our firm has seen a rise in the number of professional athletes that fall victim to financial fraud. Individuals like Mayfield have become targets because of their high net worths and dedication to the game, leaving their assets to be managed by those they trust." That trust is going to be something we dive into. Unfortunately, not all financial advisors act in the best interest of their customers. This is why Money Vehicle discusses the role of a fiduciary. A fiduciary has a legal obligation to put your best interests first. I know this can be a confusing concept because anyone who touches your money should be held to this kind of standard, but there is another standard known as the suitability standard, where the client's best interest is not always a priority. The law firm previously announced the filing of another FINRA arbitration claim on behalf of a former NFL player and their family. This NFL player is seeking up to $1 million in recovery for investment losses caused by Morgan Stanley and Bard broker Daryl M. Cohen, who was in the business 24 years before being barred by FINRA. The filing comes after Cohen's arrest in March 2023 for his role in a $13 million scheme to defraud professional athletes. Baker Mayfield's case is the latest example of a financial advisor misconduct targeting professional athletes. According to Mayfield's lawsuit, Camwood Capital and its subsidiaries failed to honor a settlement agreement to repay millions of dollars. They refinanced existing loans and provided access to financial records, all creating this case. The funds transferred without Mayfield's authorization were allegedly used for operating expenses and payroll obligations at Camwood subsidiaries, leaving Mayfield with no equity or stake in the companies, but a lot of money missing. Professional athletes often fall victim to financial misconduct due to their high-profile status, limited financial knowledge causing a reliance on advisors, and limited time to manage personal finance. You got to go win some football games after all. According to the findings of a 2021 study conducted by Ernst Young LLP, from 2004 to 2018, professional athletes alleged nearly $600 million in fraud-related losses. $500 million stolen from professional athletes whose window is closing by the day to capitalize on this professional dream. Common financial crimes targeting pro athletes include a misappropriation of funds, meaning advisors siphon money from accounts for unauthorized purposes such as personal expenses or unrelated business operations. 2. Unauthorized investments. Brokers may place clients into high-risk or illiquid investments for personal gain, misrepresenting their suitability. Remember, not a fiduciary standard, a suitability standard. And when you look at a professional athlete, they need liquidity and they don't need as much risk. Their careers are very risky and very illiquid. So an advisor should set up a portfolio to represent that. Number 3 is going to be a failure to disclose conflicts of interest, and I think this is probably one of the biggest ones. Advisors may steer athletes towards investments where they hold a personal stake without disclosing potential conflicts of interest made possible under this suitability standard. Meaning, I don't have to tell you if I'm going to make more money on choosing A as opposed to choosing B. They're both suitable for you, but I didn't disclose that I have a personal gain here. That's suitability versus fiduciary. As you see professional athletes, Shohei Ohtani making $600 million, the next baseball player going to make another $500 million, with NIL athletes making hundreds of millions of dollars. The latest I saw was a high school player going to Michigan getting $10 million. With all of this money going to athletes, you can be sure they are on the horizon for schemers and scammers. Prevent fraud by learning to speak the language of money. Use tools from FINRA like BrokerCheck, and never authorize others to have the authority over where your money is going. Keep driving your money vehicle, and we will see you at the next stop.